We will start this presentation with the most frequent questions that our clients address us regarding the future of their report investment. Most customers we have are searching at this moment for a replacement for Oracle reports, so they want to know if BI Publisher is the right solution for their reports. Some other customers are already convinced by the BI Publisher, so they have other type of questions. They want to know if BI Publisher can be easily integrated with their Forms, Apex, or ADF applications. And there is also a third category that is searching for a migration solution. So these are the typical questions we hear from our customers, and we would like to discuss them today and try to answer them one by one. So this will be our agenda for the following minutes. We will include some live demonstration as well on how to call a BI Publisher report from a 11g Forms application. If you have questions, please write them during this presentation. There is a question section in your GoToWebinar page. We'll have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. So let's start by analyzing Oracle reports perspective. When you think about the future of our reporting solution, an important first place to look into is Oracle Statement of Direction. You can see on this slide a paragraph we took from Oracle document from March 2012, Statement of Direction for Oracle Application Development Tools. If you want to see the entire document, you can use the link in the bottom of the page here. If you read this document and if you compare the paragraphs regarding the Oracle Forms feature and the Oracle Reports feature, you will notice a very clear difference in the way they are formulated. For Forms, we find there a very powerful statement assuring us that Forms will stay supported for a long time. But with reports, statement is very vague, containing phrases such as there is no intention of continuing the enhancement of reports, and the future is BI Publisher. So it's pretty clear that staying with reports, it's okay for the moment, but at a certain moment in the future, we will be confronted with the need to switch to another technology. So to get prepared for that moment, we need to start now and analyze the alternatives on the market to compare and start to learn. So is BI Publisher good for our needs? Let's take a look at the what BI Publisher is in the next slide. So what is BI Publisher? Let's start with the official definition from Oracle on webpage. It's a reporting solution able to do, if you believe Oracle, a lot of things, a lot more than Oracle reports, including increased graphical capabilities and more flexible than Oracle reports. And very important thing, he offers more flexibility for the end users. This is extremely important. So if you'll be as a developer, you'll be able as a developer to design the data sources necessary for your reports, and your end users will be able to design or modify easily own reports using these data sources that you developed. That will take the burden out of IT departments, because people will be empowered to create now their own reports, and they will be very happy. This is why the people use Microsoft Excel, because they want to be flexible, not just use a set of predefined reports. And now they got what they want, their flexibility using BI Publisher, but within a more organized, secure environment. Okay, we will not discuss about the BI Publisher security, because it's not a topic that we want to reach in this webinar, but this is also a very interesting topic to analyze and to discuss. So let's go further with the BI Publisher architecture. If we analyze the architecture of a BI Publisher report, we can see that it's based on three main components: data logic, or known as a data model. This component contains the select statements, the sources for our reports. Then there is the layout component, where we can design the interface for the report. We can design fields, charts, and other visual objects. And there is also the third component, the translation component, that offers us the possibility to include multi-language for our reports. Of course, all these three components are also present in a classical Oracle report, where the architecture is a little bit more compact. In fact, all these three components are in only one Oracle report. But now with BI Publisher, they are separated, and this leads to reusability, offering us the possibility to create many layouts for the same data model. If we want to see a more detailed representation of BI Publisher, then we have to look a little bit to this slide. Because this slide shows us that BI Publisher has a very big flexibility, and we can see how well he is prepared now for the actual needs of the market. If you look on the left side, we have the possibility to see here the possible data sources that we can have for the data model, that we can orchestrate in a data model. And here we have multiple choices. We can choose to make selects in Oracle tables, SQL Server. We can use as source the web service, a Microsoft Excel file, and LDAP query, OLAP, and so on. Also, XML files can be used as a data model source. Of course, there are some restrictions, but this image shows us a lot of powerful capabilities that at this moment are not offered by Oracle reports. In the middle of the slide, in this central gray rectangle, we will have some elements that are specific to the layout development part. And here Oracle offers us a native BI Publisher editor, and also we can use a lot of plugins developed for Microsoft Word, Adobe, Excel, and so on. And this is very important, as we can design for many output formats, as seen in the blue column, and also for a lot of distribution channels on the right side. We cannot tell you at this moment if Oracle BI Publisher is faster or more powerful than Oracle reports, but for sure, with its flexible architecture, is better prepared for the actual time and dynamic requirements, because it offers speed of reaction, interconnectivity, reusability of the components, and for the user, the desired interactivity. And all these are strategical capabilities that can make the difference in a dynamic IT world. Now, we discussed so far about what BI Publisher is, pluses and minuses, and the next big questions that our customers have is the question is regarding the integration of the BI Publisher with their existing applications. All our customers have Oracle databases, and on top of them Forms applications. Some of them already started to migrate their application to ADF or Apex, but still are using the Oracle reports. Almost all Forms applications contain reports. They work with the reports. So the question is, how can we call BI Publisher reports from Forms, especially from Forms11g, because this is the biggest concern now. Also, the coexistence of BI Publisher with Oracle reports is important for the users. For example, if you have a lot of Oracle reports and start now to develop new reports with BI Publisher, as Oracle recommends, then you will probably need to maintain two technology at once, and this can be a big overhead. So we have on this page a sort of coexistence matrix where all technologies can communicate with all the others. We will take care in this webinar of the communication between BI Publisher and the rest of the system. Here, when you have these orange lines. Because for us important is, and for the clients, is the integration between BI Publisher and Forms, ADF, Apex. Also the communication with any other non-Oracle technologies if they have this kind of application in their portfolio, and also the coexistence with reports. That means how to use both technologies, BI Publisher and Oracle reports, in their application. The key component that make this communication possible is the BI Publisher public web service that the Oracle developed starting with the version 10.1.3.3.1. And this is like I said, is the key component, because all those applications that are able to communicate with a web service will automatically inherit this capability to call a BI Publisher web service. Now, we will take the communication ways one by one and see the detailed architecture. We start first with the integration between ADF and BI Publisher. For an ADF application, we need to generate first a web service client that will stay on the same WebLogic server like an ADF application, and this web service client will be responsible for the communication with the BI Publisher web service. In fact, from ADF, the web service client will receive the necessary information to build the request to the BI Publisher web service. Then this information is analyzed and built in a web service request. It's passed to the BI Publisher. The BI Publisher receives this request, run the right report, generate in the right output format, and then pass back the report to the web service client. When the report reaches the web service client saves the report on the file system. In our case, we'll save on the application server, and then pass the control back to ADF application that will open using the JavaScript, will open the report and will show it in the browser. Another architecture, another integration is the integration between Apex and the BI Publisher. This is a nice architecture because it's a combination between a BI Publisher tool where you have to pay licenses with an Apex tool that it's free license. And here the integration is much simpler because Apex also has some internal component that make easier this communication with the BI publisher server, send the request, get back the globe, and then it's possible to display inline in a browser this document. Finally, we jump now to this architecture that show us how can we make a form application to communicate or to call a BI publisher report. We know that Forms has, Oracle Forms has its limitation in the communication with the outside world. But Forms still can communicate with Java, and this is the key that can help us to realize this communication. In fact, what we have to do is only to build such a web service client that will stay on the application server. The Forms, we call this web service client. The web service client, like I explained before, contact the BI publisher web service. This one sends back the report. The report is saved on the application server, and then Forms will use the well-known command web show document and will display the report. Of course, is it possible for a Forms application to use also the database capabilities to call the web services? For example, you can use the packages that are designed by Oracle to do this, like UTL-DBWS package. Also are some other packages there that can realize this communication, but this one is recommended by Oracle. Before to start the demo, we need to set a scenario for this demo, and it's better to know from the very beginning what are going to do in our demo. The first step is to build this Java Web Service Client component. This means first we have to build this component, and we will try from this component, in this component we'll try to define in the main method a little bit code that will be able to contact the BI publisher server, will pass some parameters necessary to run the report, and then we'll get back the answer from the BI publisher server, and we will generate the report on the file system. This is the first step, and this part that I will present in this step is part of our white paper that you can find on our website, and also we have a movie that shows you the full integration based on this Java Web Service Client. But because we found another solution that it's move, let's say, the complexity from the form side in this Java Web Service Client. We will go in the next step. We will switch this Java Web Service Client, and we'll use our improved one to go with the next steps. In the next step, we will show you how you can establish the communication with the Java Web Service Client. We'll configure the registry, the Forms Builder class path, and we'll use the Java importer to generate the necessary packages. When this will be done, we will define the code in the form to realize this calling of the BI Publisher report, and then we will show you how can we organize a little bit better the program units in the new module to have a better architecture. Then we will configure the Forms.CFG and the M files, to run with our new module, and at the end we will run the module. Okay, and now let's start the module. I hope that the virtual machine that I prepared to be fast enough and to not have problems. Let's say that we prepare also a backup machine, but let's hope maybe it's not necessary. Okay, I will try now to switch to the virtual machine. Yeah, it's alive. We already started the BI Publisher WebLogic server, and we can see here the catalog. Okay, I will expand this folder, and in our demo we will try to call this report from here. Okay, I will minimize this window, and to create this Java Web Service client, we'll use the JDeveloper tool, and we'll create a new application. Okay, Forms BI app. I have to give a project name. It's okay. And now we have to generate in this project our Java Web Service client, or proxy, or stub, has a lot of names. All features, web service client and proxy. Okay. Okay, the wizard is started. We choose the default. And now we have to specify the address of our web service. We'll do this here. Sometimes this take a little bit more to contact the server. This address will be hard-coded in the Java Web Service client, but if you want, you can design your client to be a little bit more flexible and to give you the possibility to send dynamically this address. Okay, we have to define the package name. We have to take a look to see what we are using here. Okay, I have to use this. Also for the types. Okay, next. Okay, we'll generate a no asynchronous method. Next, and now the wizard will generate for us a new Java class that we have to modify the main method, where we'll have to modify the main method and to put the necessary code to contact the BI publisher and to run the report. Okay, we have in this file some code that we prepared for this, for the main method. We'll take and we'll add, replace this one. Okay. We need to import also some resources that are necessary. Okay. Put this here. Now let's try to build Yeah. Okay, we have no problem. And now let's discuss a little bit about this, the code that we have here. Like I said, the entire code, the entire implementation you can find in our white paper. And in this moment, I will present you only a little bit what we have in this main method. We pass here the user and the password that it's necessary for the WebLogic. If you want to know where it's the address of the WebLogic, I can tell you that it's in this file and it's hard-coded here. If you want to make this dynamically, it's better if you can use this constructor from here, and then you'll have the possibility to choose what kind of BI publisher server you want. Okay, let's go back to this file. Here we sent other information, for example, the address where the report is located. If you look, my data models, my reports, and so on, it's exactly what I show you here. My data reports, my data models, my reports, employee report. We sent other parameters that are necessary, for example, the local information about that is necessary for the report for multi-language, or the location where you want to save the generated file on the application server. And also we sent here the parameters. We sent in fact only one parameter, pdepth underscore depth, and the values for this parameter, it's in this moment the sales department. Yeah? Then after we build the request, we try to contact the report, the BI publisher server, we get the answer, and then the answer will be saved in this temp folder from the C drive. Okay, we need to open an Explorer. See, we'll try to define it here. Okay, let's try to run. Okay. This will take a while. This is the first call. If you look in the, if you analyze, if you read this white paper, you'll see that to realize a good web service client that it's able to communicate with the server, it's necessary, with the BI publisher server, it's necessary to define one method, one extra method, not the main method, that will receive some parameters and will call the BI publisher. Now, if you look in the folder, we have our report, and we can see here the employees from the sales department. We can choose another department, accounting, for example, and we can run again. Okay, the report is generated, and then we have the employees from the accounting department. Okay, I will show you also this this implementation. We have to define for this class some instance variables, and we have to put them there here. We need to define also a new constructor, and this one, where we'll initialize some, we put the values for default values for some instance variables, and this will be the procedure. As like I said, this procedure is also part of the white paper made together with Oracle. Yeah, and this will be the procedure that will be used in the communication with the BI publisher from form application. what remains to do is to generate a deployment profile. Okay, let's do this too. Have to create a new. There's a deployment profile, char profile. Okay. And let's see web. Let's go like PI publisher, web service. Okay. Deploy. Where are you? Publisher. Yeah, it's here. We have it here. 44. Yeah, it's this one. Now, next step that we'll perform is to integrate the or to generate the PITSS.SQL interface or the necessary packages in the form application to communicate with, like I said, with our improved Java Web Service client and to communicate with the BI Publisher server. Okay, we'll minimize this. Okay, Forms is not open here. I have to call the form. Now, we will use for this demonstration a webinar. Okay, we'll choose this file. This file has not so much code and use this interface. And here we have, in our case, we'll use two. We'll pass to the report server, the BI Publisher report server, we'll pass two user parameters, the department and the hire date. And from the rest of the parameters, we keep only some important, for example, the report part of the output file, the name of the file where we'll save the output of the report, the format, PDF, Excel, and other formats. The other information like the user and passwords and the address of the BI Publisher server, they will be hard-coded in the module. Okay, first step when we play with forms is to generate the this PITSS.SQL interface using Java important. In this moment, if you look in Java, if you try to use this Java important, you'll see that our class is not visible here. What we have to do is to copy the Java Web Service client in the right location, and then we have to configure the right parameter in the registry to make this class or this char visible, available for the Java importer. In this case, we have to close Forms Builder. We have to take the char file that we need for this demonstration. It's deploy. This is the improved one. And we have to copy in the Oracle Java folder, middleware, application server forms. Where are you? Here. Java. Yeah, okay, we'll delete this one. Have to delete, and we have to copy our. Okay, and now, like I said, we have to pay attention that in registry, in Forms Builder class part, we have to add our jar file too. Then we have to pick this part from here. And we have to add here. This is called BI Publisher Web Service.jar. Yeah. And now let's open the forms again. Let's open our form. And now, as you can see, our functionality, our Java Web Service client, it's already available for us. In this moment, we will import this class here. It's imported. And for our demonstration, we need also to import the exception class. Exception class. Okay, and there is another one. Stack trace element, I think. Trace stack element. Track stace element, track stace element. Stack trace element. Yeah, it's here. Now, we generate some, or Java import and generate for us some packages. We have 3 packages here that will be necessary to implement them in our BI Publisher call. Behind of this button, we'll add now this run button. We have to add our code. Where are you? Here. It's this one from here. Okay. I have to replace this. And we have also to create a new procedure that will be responsible for the calling of the BI Publisher. Here a little bit up. Run BI report. Okay, now let's connect to the database. Add Scott. Now, okay, in the meantime, and I forgot, but I hope to be fast enough, we have to start now the Forms server, and this will be not so fast because we have on this virtual machine already the 11g database and WebLogic for BI Publisher, and now we start another WebLogic for Forms. Anyway, in the meantime, after we connect here, I will explain you a little bit the code and the architecture of this solution. In this button, yeah, we use an package that we build in the database, and with this package we try to create a simple interface to implement a BI Publisher report request. And as you can see, first we start with this procedure that in fact create a new instance for a new call. Then we pass some parameters to the to the server, and these parameters are related to the path of the report in the catalog, the output of the report, and also the name of the file that will be generated. And then we define here, if you look, we will define where this file will be generated. In our case, it's generated in the virtual directory. And then we send the parameters. In this case, we send 2 parameters. And for this, we design in our package, for example, to add the parameters, we design 4 overloaded methods for strings, date, integer, and float. And also, we try to make here a little bit more flexibility, and for one parameter to send not only one value, but to have the possibility to send more values. Because sometime in BI Publisher, if you will play with a BI Publisher report, you will see that if you use a parameter in an where clause with the in operator, you can specify more, in our case, more departments. And if you run the report from the BI Publisher, you'll have the possibility there to choose one or more departments that are interesting for you. And we try with our implementation, to offer the users, or at least to the forms developer, and I think they will be happy to see this interface, to give them a little bit more flexibility, also to offer a solution for this case. We think that it's a very simple solution, it's a very simple interface, and at the end they have only to call this general procedure, run BI report. And if you look in this run BI report procedure, we have here some hard-coded information, the user, password, and the address of the server. Of course, in the real world, this information will be not here, hard-coded. Then we have another method in our improved package, get report request. This method will collect the information that we define behind of this run report button, and generate a memory structure that will be passed to the web service client. Here the web service client will decode this information and will arrange the information that we send in the right way to be sent to the web service, the BI Publisher web service. Then we run the report and we display the document from the virtual directory. Of course, also this procedure can be, or also this solution can be improved, and we'll work for this to make this solution better and better. Now, if you look here, we have this 6 packages, specification and body, plus this general program unit that call the report. If you want, for your users, you can generate also, and this is something that we made in the last time, you can create an attached library, a PLL library, like this one, where you can move these packages from here, because in fact there is no logic related to the module. They are independent of the module, and theoretically you can delete them, all them from here. And this is the final architecture that we offer you for analyze. And let's see if we can, we can compile this. Let's see what is the status of the forms. It's running. This is okay. Now, let's see which are the next steps that we have to perform. First thing is we have to look in the Forms11g. Okay, it's this is here. This is already open. In Forms11g, we define a new section we call BI Web Service, BI Publisher Web Service. And here we use this env file. If you look now in the env file, you have to pay attention for the forms part in case that you use, like in our case, this BI Publisher Web Service PLX. You have to add here, what is the forms part? Forms part here. We add this folder where you have our PLX, and also in the class part, we have to make available for the runtime our BI Publisher, our Java web service client. Now, because all these are okay, we have to go back to the form application. Here we can make another change in preferences in runtime. We have to choose our right configuration. Yeah, you must not forget about this, otherwise the Java will be not available. And let's try to run. Okay, we got the module. Now, here you have the possibility to switch between different formats for the output. We'll use a name for the output file, test. We'll use a department, accounting, and we'll keep this, or let's say sales, and keep this date. Too slow, but anyway, it's here. Okay, now we got our report where you can see the employees from the sales department. We'll make another filtering, choosing the date. For example, we will choose to see only the employees hired after 1st of April 81. I'll make this. Theoretically must remain only 4. Okay, the second call is faster. And these are our 4 employees. Now, like I said, I'll make another demonstration. In the code, in this button here, in this moment we send only the department that we choose in this list item, but we'll try now to add second value. Yeah, and because we don't have another field, we'll put this hard-coded, and in this case this will be sales. Okay, and we'll try to run again this. Okay, once again, output file, test 1. because we choose sales hard-coded, we'll use here research, for example, and we can run. I have to check if I push position 2. Yeah, that's the second parameter. It looks like for the first column we need a little bit more time to establish the connection with the server. After this, I will show you also how it looks. It looks the content of the form module or the solution that can communicate with the Java web service client that we developed during this demonstration. And you'll have the possibility to compare the way how the forms developer must implement the code. Okay, now if you look in this output, yeah, we'll see that now we have our research and also our sales department. Okay, we are done with this demonstration. I'll try to show you in the forms how it looks the original implementation. Yeah, this is the original implementation. In this case, because the if you want to implement or to pass more parameters in from forms to the report, then we have a complex structure, and I think this complex structure here is array of parameter name value, yeah, and you need this complex structure to be able to pass these parameters to the BI publisher. But to make or to use this this functionality in forms, it's not so easy. This means it's not so easy to deal with this functionality because the code, yeah, it's a little bit more complex here, where you have to pass this parameter. You have to know a little bit Java, and you have to know very well these classes. Yeah, this means this implementation is not so simple, and it's not yeah, for a beginner it's not it's very complex. And believe me, this is also complex for an experimented forms developer. Now we finish with this demonstration. We'll switch back to our presentation. Okay, and we'll try now to answer to give some answers from for some other customers that plan to migrate their forms, their reports application to BI Publisher. The strategy that we recommend to the users is to, like Oracle said, is to develop new reports in BI Publisher, and then they have to convert these Oracle reports one by one, and in the same time to try to use the Oracle reports and BI Publisher to try to avoid this overhead to maintain two sets of reports. But when we want to migrate, there are some things to do first, and these are the understanding that what is different in the BI publisher and in the Oracle reports. There are some similarities in the architecture. Also, there are some differences, and it's better to understand these differences in the architecture because these are extremely useful in the moment when we plan to make this migration, to identify what kind of issues, sometimes this can be critical, what kind of issues can we meet during our migration. And it's better to know in that moment if these are critical for our project or not. In the moment when we have the right answer for this first step, then we have to define also the right migration approach. Yeah? And this is also very, very important. So we'll take these two things under analysis, the differences and the plan. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Like I said before, it's very important to understand the differences between these two architectures, Oracle Reports and BI Publisher. BI Publisher and Oracle Reports have lots of similarities, as you can see in this slide, in the data model part, but differ significantly in the layout. Some objects that exist in Oracle Reports have a clear equivalent object in BI Publisher, which in some situations are almost identical, and like I said, is more in the data model component. And in other situations, they are just similar, more in the layout. For those objects where BI Publisher don't offer an equivalent, you may try to identify a suitable workaround, of course it exists, in the environment that you choose for developing the layout. I could say this is why Microsoft Word is the choice of a lot of our customers, and also the choice of Oracle. Yeah, if you analyze the tool for migration, they choose the ADF as an output for the layout. Let's say what you see here, it's only a kind of guide information that can offer us an idea about the equivalence for the main objects. Of course, if we go deeper and with our analyze, it is possible to find more and more things that need to be taken into consideration. Okay? And this is very important to be done in a right moment, in the moment when we decide, okay, now let's make the analyze and to see what we have to take in consideration. These things need to be discussed in the first part of the migration, in the analysis phase, to see the technical options available for us in the BI Publisher and what kind of solution we have for each situation. Now, regarding the migration approach, we have here a kind of plan that we follow in our company. We need such a systematic approach because migrations are always challenging from our experience, and these phases are meant to reduce the risk to a minimum and assure that the process is successful. From our experience, there is no unique approach that fits all migration projects. Each migration project has its particularities, and this is relevant for the strategy we have to choose. Of course, we discuss here about migration projects such as Forms to ADF, Forms to Apex, or Oracle Reports to BI Publisher. Anyway, also from our experience, all these approaches follow more or less the flow you can see here. As you can see, the first phase is the analysis. Analyzing reports is extremely important in order, like I said, in order to get the right picture of the situation we have to face. also, the understanding of the architectural differences is extremely important in this moment. Yeah? Like I said, we have to identify now what kind of possible issues we can met during our migration, for example, architectural issues or integration issues. Yeah? Because who knows, maybe you don't want to integrate only with Forms, ADF, or Apex, maybe you want to integrate with other technologies, and this is, maybe it's critical in your implementation. And in this moment, we can evaluate how critical they are, and in this moment, we can think for some possible solution that we can implement. In fact, the result of this analysis represents also an extremely useful input for all other phases that will come. I could say the analyzing phases that will come until the tool migration. These phases look like common sense, but people often ignore them. The consequences of jumping over these phases is often project failure, or in a lucky situation, a higher cost. We applied them here in our company using an analysis and reengineering platform called PITSS.CON. More of them already heard about our tool. The second phase in this flow is the unused objects. In this process, we identify the unused reports, and also in the used reports we identify the unused objects that theoretically they are not used, and we can eliminate them before to start the proper migration. For example, we may discover some user parameters, attached libraries, or program units that actually are not used. It's possible also to have there define some queries that maybe are not also not used, or formula columns. This means theoretically in your application, and believe me, for sure you have this, you can identify this kind of unused objects, and we have to eliminate them. In this way, we can obtain a new set of reports that contain only the relevant objects, and in this step help us to reduce the migration time, cost, and also to create the input, or the right input, for a clean BI publisher architecture. Let's go now to the third step that you see in our flow. It's the redundancy. In this phase, we have to make another analysis. This is also very important for the architecture. Yeah? We can identify here, or we can identify first. We have to identify first the Oracle reports that have similar layouts or share the similar data models. Usually the reports that share the same data models or similar data models also have a very similar layout. Yeah. For example, there are situations when you have two or more Oracle reports that are very close as layout. We can analyze them. We can analyze the data model that they use. We can decide if these two can be merged, and in case that they can be merged, we can decide, okay, for these two reports, of course can be more, we'll define only one data model for all, and then for all this, and then we have to define different layouts. Because there is also the possibility that these layouts to be extremely closed as a design. We can decide, okay, we'll take one of them that is, let's say, closed, or can be used as a starting point to generate, with small adjustment, to generate the other layouts. And in this case, we give a very important help to the developer to show them, okay, these are the steps that you have to follow, and in this case, we will save a lot of money and a lot of time. Let's jump now to the next phase, BL to DB, or business logic to database. The question is here, where should be the code after the migration? In Oracle report, we can define code that are behind of the report triggers, the 5 triggers that Oracle report has. We can define code behind the formatting trigger for the layout objects, and also we can define function for the formula columns. In the BI publisher, this is not more possible because the code must stay in the database. The BI publisher work or call for this objects call is designed, the architecture is designed that they must call a package from the database where all this function and procedure are defined. There are also program units in a trigger. For example, the triggers or the program units that are behind of the formatting triggers, object triggers, and this code cannot stay in the database because in the database could stay only the program units that are behind of some of the main 5 triggers, and of course if these triggers contain no built-ins or other stuff that other elements that are not known in the database, and also in the database we can keep the code or the program units that are behind the formula columns. The rest of the, like I said, the rest of the program units that are used for formatting, they must be redesigned in the layout using XSL or Java function. Here, there is no way to move this code in the database. The output of the analyze made in this phase, in this redundancy phase, for those reports that share similar models, it's also important here for the decision how will be the database packages structured. Yeah. This is also important, that this information is also important to decide how we will design later the architecture in the database. In this moment we are done with all phases where we took architectural decisions, such as the definition of the new data models, the new layouts, templates, so on. And as a result, we also have a clear idea about the time and cost we need for the rest of the migration process. After this moment, it starts the real migration, the real process migration, and here you can search for some tools that exist on the market, like the Oracle Migration Assistant, and or you can implement this this manually. Here, in this step, we have to create the data models, the layout templates, and the database package, XSL code and Java classes agreed in the analysis steps, for example, in the cleaning redundant objects and BL to DB. This means, like I said, the information that we collect in these 2 phases are important for the real design phase. If you decide to use a tool like Oracle Migration Assistant, you have to know that depending on the report complexities, there still remain some manual steps to be done. For example, the formatting triggers, like I said before, cannot be converted, and you have to use solution like XSL code or Java classes. The charts are not supported, they must be redesigned. For example, in Word, Microsoft Word, you can use the charts. And also the matrix cannot be migrated, and you have to search for, to implement them with the pivot table. Optionally, at the end, in parallel maybe with other modification that you have to do on the fly because of your business, you can implement also this translation for the new reports. This, for example, this translation can also reduce the number of the reports because, for example, we have some clients that in Oracle reports they implement the same report for in 2-3 versions. And in the moment, in this case, you'll have only one data model, you have only one layout, but you'll have also an extra translation component. And this will help you to reduce also the number of the reports and to have less maintenance. Let's jump to the next slide. Now we reach the final slides, and there is one more important aspect to discuss, and the customers also want to know this information. What do we need to learn for working with BI Publisher? Well, for the Oracle reports developers, there is a good news. Their skills in SQL and PLSQL knowledge is still important, especially for design the data model to design the necessary package in the database. What they need more is knowledge in web services. If they want to improve, for example, the communication with the BI Publisher web service and to maintain this communication in the future, we need to know a little bit Java, and also for the layout, especially if they work with the plugin for Microsoft Word, they need to know a little bit XSL and the entire family, XPath, XSLT, XSLFO, and so on. For the administration part, of course, if you have a Forms application or ADF, you need an administrator for WebLogic. You can reuse the same administrator, and what he needs to know extra is only the architecture of the catalog and the how he can create the user's role, give the rights for this user, and in this way he must know how he must administrate the catalog. If you look here, we'll see on the left side for Oracle reports that the user cannot create or customize reports. Now with BI Publisher, your users, end users, if they want to create new reports or to modify the reports, to customize the reports, they need only to know how to play with these plugins for Word, Excel, or the tool that they use to develop this layout. In this case, even the untrained users will be able to create layouts. Okay, I reached my final slide and just added here some resources for you, because I hope that we could help you in understanding a bit more about BI Publisher. You can download the free trial version easily. We have included the links on this page and also some links with learning resources, as you can see. You have links to some documents, and more important for those that want really to learn or to have a good technical place to start to study, you can use this 60 samples that are offered by Oracle. Give it a try because it is worth. I'm Oracle Forms and Reports developer myself, and I found BI Publisher quite interesting and challenging. And believe me, it was a nice experience to find the right solution for this integration between Forms and BI Publisher. And if you need help, please write us. We have a lot of resources, and this is our business. We help you be successful with your Oracle application development.